great, we won another game." On the landlord's stage, the landlord peony shouted excitedly. Looking at Chu Qingcheng and the two of them, their faces also showed joyful faces. Although Song Yu is fake, this alchemy of alchemy is really powerful. If it weren't for him, the king of poisonous hand potion might have already screamed all the way. If this goes on, that day, the first alchemy master of Yu, Yan Song, maybe there will be a moment of defeat. Dong Xianba looked at these three women in a cheerful manner, hesitated for a moment, and solemnly said, "Lord Chu, forgiveness is underneath. Underneath it is completely certain that that person is not my brother Song Yuxin. Really not to hide, me and that brother Song Yuxin is a brother-in-law, how could he be a boy? Does it matter whether he is Song Yu?" However, the three of Chu Qingcheng have not yet spoken, and Zhao Dandan hastily jumped out and defended anyway, no matter who he is. He is the girl's husband. Chu Qingcheng looked at each other, and nodded their heads slightly. Chu Qingcheng even chuckled softly and said lightly, "Dong Xianba, you must have been frightened by the murderous intention in his eyes just before you heard a few of us. In fact, Zi Gongzi has already stated that that person is his friends, no, Song Yu. In this case, what about my brother Song Yuxin? Well, it must have been killed by him. Otherwise, how could he pretend to be the kid so carelessly and come here at this time?" Zi Xianyang laughed and patted Dong Xianba on the shoulder. Then, I looked at Chu Qingcheng and admired sister-in-law is really good at controlling husbands. After that, the kid will be controlled by you, but don't let him out to hurt others, especially the younger brother. Cheeks didn't feel red, and Chu Qingcheng said angrily, "Zi Gongzi, you. What are you talking about?" "No, I didn't talk nonsense," Zi Xianyang seriously said, blinking his eyes. "That kid has always been eye-catching, and the belly of the belly is very good. If someone punches him, he will cut back with 10 knives. Let the boy give up the idea of provocation, which shows the weight of the sister-in-law in his heart. Only you can let him make less killing in the future, and I am better for my brother." The cheeks were even more flushed, and Chu Qingcheng nodded slightly with a twist. But a sweet stroke crossed his mind. He, really so terrible? Chu Qingcheng pondered for a while, looking at Zi Xianyang. Brows couldn't help shaking. Zi Xianyang turned to Long Jiu and they looked at each other, then everyone nodded in unison. And all eyes, without exception, are full of deep fear. With a long breath, Chu Qingcheng's mouth showed a satisfied smile. If such a terrible person is willing to change for her, then her heart should be true. My ideal husband is a world-famous hero who is willing to do his best to devote his life to me. It seems that today, I found, Chu Qingcheng said secretly in his heart. And looked at Zhufan's eyes, which was not only gentle, but also filled with many feelings. Boom. In the VIP seat on the east side, Wang Puqingyan slammed on the stone table beside him. The stone table, which was already cracked everywhere, was completely crushed this time. Everyone beside him was startled. Qi shook his body, and took a step back unconsciously. In the second round of competing against Dan, I actually lost again. And this time, even Yan Lao himself admitted to be convinced. "You said he still has a chance to get the Bodhi ficus root," and the kid's head brightly. Wang Puqing's eyes narrowed unconsciously, his face gloomy and terrifying. Everyone couldn't help but closed their mouths and dared not make a sound. Lin Zishan's eyes rolled, and his heart moved. He secretly said that this is a good opportunity for flattery. So he hurried forward and exhorted second son, and don't be anxious. Elder Yan is known as the first alchemist of Xianyu, the king of poisonous hand medicine. But he was careless for a while and lost a game or two. There will definitely be countermeasures. Lin Zishan's sentence is roughly the same as that of the elder Ghost Valley 5. All of them pushed the success or failure of honor and disgrace to Yan Song alone, and had nothing to do with himself. It is a pity that this moment, one moment, brows shook uncontrollably. Wang Puqingyan seemed to force down the anger in his heart, sneering out loud. Oh. It seems that Elder Lin is very important to Elder Yan. You are asking. Okay, how in an instant. Lin Zishan was dumbfounded. This is completely different from your attitude towards the 5 elders just now. The elders of the 5 have lost their laughs at this moment. Showing a sardonic smile. Although this Lin Zishan is a clump of grass, but it's really not very good. Copying what the old man just said, nothing new, has fallen out of favor. I couldn't find the starting point for even flattering. The mysterious Kingayan was obtained by Zhuofan from a mysterious master in the Mountain of Beasts. Its power is so great that, with his current ability, he can't play 1 in 10,000. But he can conclude that even if the Kingayan is placed there, it belongs to the legendary existence. It's just revealed that its 1/10 of 1,000 powers has been able to help him develop a high-grade panacea. But taking a deep breath, Zhuofan squinted at the top 10 alchemist masters, and saw them all refining the herbs in their hands. Especially the poisonous medicine king, Tao Danyang and Jian Fu, in addition to their relaxed faces. A deep light was mixed in the depths of their eyes. Obviously, they must still have the last killer in their hearts, until the final round of the Dan King's victory. Correspondingly, Kingayan is Zhuofan's ultimate killer. If it is announced in advance, it will inevitably be targeted by this poisonous hand medicine king. Still hide it and use it in the finals. But in this way, the only available method is the one trick, although it is more risky. Touching his nose helplessly, Zhuofan exhaled a long murmur, and finally started to move. With his actions, all eyes on the field turned to him in unison. People want to know more about this amazing featuring of genius master alchemist who has repeatedly used amazing alchemy techniques. However, under everyone's tight gaze, Zhuofan only had a pinch of fingers as ordinary people, and a red elemental fire appeared in the center of the palm. Then, Zhuofan's fingers flicked, and 5 pieces of medicinal herbs flew into the flames. There is no alchemy that weeping ghosts and gods like before. And there is no stunt like the one at the beginning of the second round of competing against Dan, which instantly refines all the medicinal materials. This is how Zhuofan makes alchemy like ordinary people, and the flame in his hand is even weaker than those of other alchemy masters. Those 5 grades of medicinal materials, in his flames, seemed like a veteran pulling a broken car, and it took half a day to refine that drop of liquid medicine. Compared with the previous shocking world, Zhuofan's alchemy at this time is not just ordinary, it can be said to be bad. Almost all alchemists present on the field now have better alchemy skills than him. Such a big drop made everyone's hearts uncontrollably heavy. They seem to be witnessing a scene in which a genius alchemist who has not been encountered for thousands of years is falling from the peak into a scene of ordinary dust. The top 10 alchemists in the top 10 glanced in Zhuofan's direction. Some regret, some helpless, but most people have a smug smile. This kid's dead spot finally emerged in this third round. In this burst of laughter, Zhuofan's back standing on the first alchemy platform was particularly sullen. It seems to have realized that Zhuofan is very different from the first 2 rounds of competing against Dan. Not only did he lose the amazing alchemy, but it seemed that even his own arrogance had converged a lot. Xiaoya felt a little puzzled. For the first time in the Alchemy Master Alchemy, she asked, intentionally or unintentionally, "Hey, I really don't know what happened to Master Song this time. It seems to be different from the previous one." Hey, that's for sure. With a sneer smile, the Poison Hand Medicine King, while refining the alchemy, was gloating in misfortune. His alchemy has already come to an end, and it is no longer possible to produce a good pill. Unconsciously, Xiaoya said strangely, "Senior old, what does this mean?" With a glance at several alchemists, everyone laughed out loud. The old man meant that he could only refine the low-level elixir. And he could not make the high-level elixir at all. Seeing Xiao was still puzzled, the Poison Hand Medicine King was very happy to continue to explain alchemy is generally divided into Wenwuhou, low-order elixirs, and the medicinal materials are easier to refine. Generally, the soft Wenhou is the main one, burned. But when refining high-grade medicinal materials, it is mainly based on martial arts, and cultural fire is not enough to refine them. But this kid's cultivation is not enough, and he can't support the explosive fire for a long time. So he can't refining the 5th level magic elixir at all. The poisonous drug Wang Zi laughed and turned to Zhuofan, provocatively, "This is your dead spot, right, kid?" Ignoring him. Zhuofan's ancient well is still focused on his alchemy. But, wasn't Master Song just refining the 5th grade Longyang pill? Xiao asked, startled, shaking his head contemptuously. The Poisonous Hand Medicine King said lightly, the Longyang pill is a formidable refinement of the 2nd grade pill to the 5th grade pill. Rare. If he can refine Wupinden, it is estimated that he can raise the elixir to the level of Kipin. Unfortunately, hehe. Hearing this remark, all the people present sighed with regret.